Munising Beer, an orgy of fine folks. Craft beer is the lubricant, eclectic music is the style.
All right, welcome to Homebrew Wednesday. I'm going to do it on the casting software today because I have some video, but mostly it needs to be voiced over anyway. I'll throw some pictures up and stuff. The very first section, actually, of this will probably have sound. I guess I'm going to have to put my headset on to do this because I'll have to know when it's worth talking and when it's not. And so it starts out with a little video of my backyard, and well, I think it starts out with my garage and why my current brew is not going in my garage at the moment. And okay, this is the third time I've done the intro. Hopefully I cut the sweeper in there still, but I'm going to use this software because I have some video and some pictures that I'm going to put up in this Homebrew Wednesday, and mostly it's going to be voiced over. And then it moves to Big Brew Day, which was the 4th of May, and my local homebrew club, we did 3 beers, and I'll kind of talk you through the raw footage, and then I'll kind of throw some pictures up after that of how that day went. So let's throw this up here and see how it goes. Okay, a couple quick notes and a couple things here. It's my lawn tractor. Really lawn tractor's taking up the garage. Hose in the back, but I wanted to see if I could see my crocuses. Dan, Sophie girl. Yes, how you doing, girl? Okay, this is the selection of home brews that we have. How you doing, girl? The beers that I brought are right there at the end. There's my Black Rocks growler right there, and a lot of this was by Lisa. Lisa's whose house we're at. Lisa would be over there on the right, sitting on the steps. This is us just watching pots boil, because basically we're brewing 3 beers on this day. We brewed on Saturday. It was 70 degrees. It was gorgeous. Gentleman right there is actually brewing an extract. The other 2 are all grains. That's Lisa's sparge water heating in the black pot, and that's Josh's really nice 15-gallon brew kettle going over there. This is, I think, yep, this is when that extract's just about done boiling. This is it's got to be first runnings on Josh's beer, and some of the stuff that he brought with him. And then we'll come back through here, and I believe we will look at Lisa's, which was an IPA that came so close to boiling over. I do not know how the outside of that pot is as clean as it is. She got on that burner and turned it down just at the right time because that thing was going over. This section right here I'll discuss a little later, but this is us doing, part of our homebrew meeting at our Big Brew Day, and I'll explain the paperwork there, the study that gentleman did, and how it affected things. This is the hot break in Lisa's IPA. Mainly because she doesn't use an immersion chiller, and she just uses ice around that thing in an ice bath, but wanted to show how good a hot break she gets from that method. Now, Josh uses an immersion chiller, and it's just about done there. He was, as you would, moving it around and stuff at the beginning, but he's just about knocked out there. And I don't know that I shot too much more footage. Nope, I did not. Of the actual events as they went, as far as film went. I have, I have some other pictures that I'll throw up here as I discuss stuff. The gentleman seated is a university professor, and he does a lot of our more scientific experiments. He did one on water chemistry that I may or may not have talked about, but he did one on gluten-free, which I may come back and touch on at some point. And then he did another where he did decoction. And basically what he did is he did a small batch. He split them. They're identical grist, identical water, identical everything. And one, he just did regular single-stage mash, and the other, he did a decoction mash. And then they had them side by side to taste. And there's really no way to find out the answer to those questions without actually doing exactly what he did there, and have them so that you can taste the beer on the right and taste the beer on the left and see if you see a difference. And there was absolutely a difference, no doubt. I couldn't tell you 100% which I'd rather have, which I was okay with. There's a hum in the system. Hopefully I edited the dead spot out of there while I was trying to find the hum. But, and so we had a really good brew day. We had a lot of different beers there. Do I have the pictures of the beers? I don't think I had extra pictures of that beginning, but let me try to, from memory, go over some of the different beers that were at that. My stout was there. My stout's only about 6 weeks old, but people enjoyed it. Doesn't, like I said in my review of it, still doesn't have some of those other characteristics yet that I hope that it will have when it's a few months old. Being a month and a half, it's still reasonably young, but tasty. My blonde from last July, I took a bottle of, and it has no standout characteristics to it, in my opinion. It's kind of a low IBU. It's a low color. It's not got much of a malt profile. It was built that way on purpose. It was a clone that the wife would like. It was also used for making my flavored beers, and it's been good for that. But with age, there's a complexity that I didn't have before, and it has to be the Nottingham yeast. It's interesting. It doesn't detract from the beer. It's still a good beer. It just has a different taste than it had, a couple months back. I enjoyed it. Let's see. There was a cream ale with with jalapeno that you could feel in the back of your throat. It was good. It was very nice. Tom made that. He also, one of the craft brewers in the area, used his jalapeno tincture and added to one of their pails. And you could definitely smell the pepper. You could actually taste the pepper very well, but there was no burn. You didn't feel it at all. Probably because he backed off because he's trying to sell you 2 mugs of it. The original, the cream ale, you wouldn't drink several of them, but it was really nice. It would have been really good with some red meat. With a cheeseburger, it would have been very good. And we did have cheeseburgers, but I was onto something else by the time we got to cheeseburgers. There was a stout that had oysters in it that I wasn't sure I wanted to try. I probably would not have tried had I realized that's the one I had in my hand when I started drinking it. But I didn't think it tasted very oystery, but it did have a tartness. I was going to say sour, but it was more just a tartness that it was pleasant. So I'm glad I tried it, even though I wouldn't have had I realized which one was in my glass. There was one that was 30% wild rice in the grist. That one was interesting. I had never picked wild rice as what was in there, but I would definitely have said there's something different in there. It was also very tasty. Most all the ones that we had there were pretty good. I probably tried 15 different homebrews that day, and so it was a very nice event. It was a good big brew day. Like I said, we did 15 gallons there that day. An IPA, a dark ale, and the extract I believe was a summer ale. I believe that was, bitter lemon or bitter orange and lemon zest that he put in there. So I'm thinking it was a summer ale that he made. And so that was my brew day. I didn't brew that day. I helped out brew, and so I didn't brew my own. My own is milled and done and ready. It's just sitting there. The mash tun's behind me. I could pick up, I'm not gonna, but I could pick up the bucket over there that is the milled grain. It is set to go. My garage is a disaster. I'm kind of hoping to be able to do it outside. We've had a couple of really nice days, but we're about to cool off for a bit. One day very soon, I'm going to knock that out. So yeah, Big Brew Day was a lot of fun. We had a blast. If you're not a member of a local homebrew club and you're a member of our brewing community, it's a really neat way to meet up with people around you in your area that are doing the same kind of things you're doing, and keep in touch with the craft beer scene. It's certainly worth your time. Cheers, 17, and I'll catch you online.